Welcome to this lecture. In this lecture, we are going to be learn about the encapsulation in Java. Encapsulation simply means binding object states, field, and behavior methods together. If you are creating the class, you are doing encapsulation. In this lecture, we will see how to encapsulate in Java program. The question here is, what is encapsulation? The whole idea behind encapsulation is to hide the implementation's details from the user. If a data member is private, it means it can only be accessed within the same class. No outside class can access private data member variable of other class. However, if we set up the public gather and setter method to update, for example, here I just write void and set ssn and then int ssn and read like int get ssn here. The private data field, then the outside class can access these private data field via public methods. This way, data can only be accessed by public methods, thus making the private field and their implementations hidden for outside classes. This is why encapsulation is known as data hiding. Let's see the example of the encapsulations to understand the better concept of the encapsulation. So here I just create a class with the name of encapsulation. You can see here I just write the private int ssn. So this data member is private here. So now I just write private string and employee name. Now this is also private, this detail hidden from the user, and int emp employee age. Okay, now we just gather the setter method here, public string and get emp ssn. So this is the method and it will return us ssn. Now here I just write public string and then get emp name. Okay, so this is a method here for the employee name and it will return emp name. Okay, and this is return ssn here. So it's not a string, it's an integer here. That's why it's giving an error. Now public static, sorry, it's not public integer and get emp age. So this is a method for age and return employee age here. Now here I just write public void and set emp age, which is integer, so which is the integer of new value. So these are the parameters to my set emp age method, and now here I just write emp age, which is equal to new value, and then here I just write public void set emp name and then string new value. then emp name here, which is equal to new value. Okay, and then it's public void set empssn, and then integer, which is the new value here. So integer, which is the new value here. Okay, and now I just write ssn, which is equal to new value. Now here I just create a new class with a name of encaps test dot java, and here I just write public static void main. So this is the main method here, and then here I just write string arguments, and then encapsulations mean I just create an object to this class. So encapsulation object, which is equal to new encapsulation. Now object dot set, and it's an static here. So object dot set employee name here, and then values here are Fayaz, and then object dot set age, and the age is 25. Then object dot set ssn, and which is the ssn number is 12223. Now here I just write the print statement. So print line, and then employee name, and then I concatenate the object here, which is obj dot employee name, then system dot out dot print line, and the print line here is employee ssn, and then I just concatenate object dot set ssn number, and there is no value. So now here I just write system dot out dot print line, and the print line here is employee age, and then just concatenate object dot get employee name. Sorry, not get employee name, it's employee age, and here I just write object dot get employee ssn number. So here I just make the instance variable private, you can see, so that they cannot be accessed directly from outside the class. I just access with the help of object, and then I just print the statement and concatenate these um, variables. You can only set and get the values from these variables through the methods of the class. You can see I just create the many methods of the class for get employee ssn, then get employee name, and get employee age. So here you can see I just take the data types, which is a value of new value. So, and then you have the getter and the setter method in the class to set and the get the value from the field. You can see I just set the gather and the setter method here. You can see public static uh, public int get employee ssn. So these are the getters and the setters methods here. So what is a gather and the setter method? Gather and the setter methods are used in encapsulations the field of class by making them accessible only through this public method and keep the value themselves private. This is considered as a good object-oriented principle. Is not correct rather, and the setter methods are used to get and set the values of any of the integer or any of the value, which is the way to achieve the encapsulation. So now we just see the advantages of the encapsulation in Java. It is important, it means encapsulations improves the maintainability and flexibility and reusability. For example, in this code, the implementations code of the void get employee name means here where yes employee get employee name and string employee name, and here the string employee name. So it can be changed at any point of the time. Since the implementation is purely hidden for outside the class, they would still be accessing the private field employee name using the same method like set employee name string name and get employee name. Hence the code can be maintained at any point of the time without breaking the classes that use the code. This improves the reusability of the underlying class. Another advantages is that the fields can be made read only. If we do not define the setter method in the class, or write only if we do not define the gather method in the class. For example, if we have field or a variable that we do not want to change, so we simply define the variable as a private, and instead of the set and get, both we just need to define the get method for the variables. Since the set method is not present, there is no way an outside the class can modify the value of that field. The third advantages of encapsulation is user would not be knowing what is going on behind the scenes. They would only be working with the update a field called method and the read a field called method. But they these set and get methods are doing is purely hidden from the user. So the main um, advantages of the encapsulation is data hiding from the user. So encapsulation is also known as the data hiding. So here I just tell you what is different between the abstractions and the encapsulation, because we also do the data hiding in this abstraction. So abstractions are in Java, abstractions solve the problem in the design level, and in encapsulation the encapsulation solve the problem of the implementations level. Means abstraction solve the problems on the design level, but the the abstraction solve the problem in the design level, and the encapsulation solve the problem at implementation level. Abstraction is used for hiding the unwanted data and gives the relevant data only. But the encapsulations mean hiding the code and the data into a single unit of the protect and data from outside world. Abstractions let you focus on what the object does instead of how it does it. But encapsulations mean hiding the internal details or machines of how an object does something. And the abstraction is an outer layout used in the term of design. For example, outer look of a mobile phone or any of the website, like it has a keypad buttons to dial numbers or a display screen. But the encapsulation is an inner layout used in a term of implementations. For example, inner implementations details of a mobile phone how display screen and the keyboard are connect with each other using circuits. So here is a real world example to differentiate between the abstractions and the encapsulations. Like you have a mobile phone, okay, and you can dial a number using keypad buttons. Even you don't know how these working internally. This is achieved in Java abstraction. But how the mobile phone internally works and how keypads buttons are connected with internal circuits, this is achieved using encapsulation. So this is the example of the encapsulations and some methods and some rules and some advantages of the encapsulation in Java. Thanks for watching this lecture. See you in next lecture.